Why churches banned astrology. The ancient secret they don't want you to know. The Egyptian secret churches have been hiding from you. What if I told you that the church has been hiding the true origin of spirituality for over 2,000 years? That before the Bible even existed, an entire civilization based their faith, power, and sacred knowledge on what we now call superstition? Buckle up, because what you're about to discover about Egyptian astrology will shatter everything you believed about religion and spirituality. For the ancient Egyptians, the night sky wasn't just a pretty light show, it was literally humanity's oldest sacred book. While Western religion taught us to look down at temples and altars, the Egyptians looked up and found God in the stars. Every celestial movement was a divine word. Every constellation was a chapter of the God's will. And here's the first secret that may have been deliberately hidden. Astrology wasn't entertainment or curiosity, it was the very foundation of connecting with the sacred. Egyptian priests weren't just religious leaders. They were star scribes, masters of a sacred science that combined mathematics, astronomy, and deep spirituality. They knew that cosmic movements dictated everything from the Nile floods to the destiny of pharaohs. But what's most mind-blowing is that they understood something modern religion lost. We're an integral part of the universe, not separate from it. While many Western religions preached that we should submit and wait for salvation, Egyptian astrology empowered people. It said, "You're made from the same essence as the stars. You have the power to understand cosmic cycles and align your life with them." It was practical magic, witchcraft that connected humans directly to the divine. No middlemen required. The hidden knowledge the Egyptians mastered went way beyond predicting the future. They used astrology to understand the cycles of birth, death, and rebirth of the soul. For them, your birth chart was the map of your spiritual journey, revealing not just who you are, but why you came to this world and what your cosmic mission is. Think about it. While some religions make us feel small before the divine, Egyptian astrology reminded us that we're cosmic giants, that we carry in our DNA the same energy that moves the stars. We were gods in potential, just forgotten of our own divine nature. The ancient Egyptians believed that by understanding celestial patterns, they could decode the language of the universe itself. Their temples weren't just places of worship. They were cosmic observatories where priest astronomers tracked planetary movements with precision that rivals modern technology. They knew that everything in existence was interconnected through invisible cosmic threads. What's absolutely fascinating is how they integrated this cosmic wisdom into daily life. From choosing the perfect time to plant crops to determining when a soul was ready to transition to the afterlife, every major decision was made in harmony with celestial rhythms. They weren't slaves to the stars. They were cosmic dancers, moving in perfect synchronization with universal energy. The question that won't go away is, if this ancient wisdom was so powerful and transformative, why was it later condemned and hidden? What did subsequent religious authorities fear would happen if people rediscovered that they are, literally, children of the stars? Game-changing, practical action. Tonight, step outside and stare at the sky for at least 10 minutes. Don't just see dots of light, but feel connected to them. Remember, you're made from the same material as those stars. While contemplating, ask a deep question about your life and allow the answer to come through intuition, not logic. If you felt chills discovering you might have a hidden ancestral cosmic connection, smash that like button and drop the word stars in the comments. And if you're ready to discover how their traditions see this same magic completely differently, hit subscribe, because this journey is just getting started. Why Hinduism treats astrology as sacred science while the West calls it evil. What if your soul had a GPS? What if every pain, every challenge, every moment of joy in your life was part of a cosmically calculated master plan? In the East, while the West condemned astrology, one of the world's oldest religions elevated it to the status of sacred science. What you're about to discover about Hindu Jyotish will revolutionize your understanding of destiny, karma, and free will. Jyotish literally means science of divine light, and right in the name you can see the difference. While in the West astrology was downgraded to magazine horoscopes, in Hinduism it's one of 6 official sacred sciences, studied with the same rigor as medicine or mathematics. But here comes the deepest insight. For Hindus, your birth chart doesn't show your future, it reveals your cosmic past. The revolution of thought is total. Every planetary position at the moment of your birth is a direct reflection of your karma accumulated in previous lives. Your birth chart is literally the report card of your past actions and the map of challenges your soul chose to overcome in this incarnation. It's like your soul is a cosmic student, and each life is a semester in the University of Spiritual Evolution. Imagine the difference. While some Western religions talk about original sin and guilt, Hinduism, through Jyotish, talks about cosmic opportunity. Your problems aren't punishments. They're lessons you yourself chose before being born. Your talents aren't luck, they're skills you developed in other lives and brought as tools for this existence. Jyotishes, Vedic astrologers, aren't fortune tellers, they're cosmic therapists. They read your chart to help you understand why certain situations repeat in your life, why you feel attraction or repulsion to certain people, why some paths flow naturally while others are full of obstacles. It's millennial spiritual psychology that connects your current personality with your eternal journey. What's most fascinating is the concept of moksha, the final liberation from the cycle of rebirths. For Hindus, the goal of astrology isn't to trap you in destiny, but to free you from it. When you fully understand your karmic lessons and transcend them, you become free from planetary influences. You become your own cosmic master. This is deeply empowering magic. Your birth chart isn't a prison. It's an instruction manual for spiritual liberation. Every astrological challenge is a growth opportunity. Every planetary transit is an invitation to evolve. The Hindu approach treats your soul like a wise traveler who specifically chose this life's circumstances as the perfect curriculum for your next level of consciousness. Unlike Western astrology that often focuses on personality traits and predictions, Jyotish dives into the soul's evolutionary agenda. It explains why you came here, what you came to learn, and what you came to heal, not just for yourself, but for your entire soul lineage. It's spiritual psychology meets cosmic science, meets ancient wisdom. The beauty of this system is that it never makes you a victim of circumstances. Everything that happens to you, every relationship, every challenge, every breakthrough is seen as your soul's intelligent design for maximum growth. You're not randomly suffering. You're systematically evolving according to a plan your higher self created. The game-changing question is, if your soul really chose this life's challenges as growth opportunities, how does that transform your relationship with suffering? How does it change your understanding of personal responsibility and inner power? Revolutionary practical action. Discover your moon sign different from the sun sign you know. Your moon sign represents your soul, your deepest instincts, your real emotional needs. Research it and reflect. How do these characteristics manifest in your life in ways you'd never consciously noticed? If you had an insight about your soul choosing this life as a cosmic school, smash that like button and comment soul. And if you want to discover why the Western tradition had such a different reaction to this knowledge, subscribe, because the contrast will blow your mind. The shocking biblical reason astrology was banned. There shall not be found among you anyone who practices divination, or tells fortunes, or interprets omens. Deuteronomy 18:10. What if this single biblical verse changed the spiritual direction of the West forever? While Egyptians worshipped stars as gods and Hindus studied them as sacred science, the Judeo-Christian tradition declared total war against astrology. What was really at stake in this cosmic battle that echoes today? To understand the radicality of this prohibition, we need to dive into the historical context. When the Hebrews were building their religious identity, they were surrounded by empires that based all their power on astrology: Babylonians, Assyrians, Egyptians. For these civilizations, kings were crowned according to planetary configurations, wars were decided by eclipses, and the entire social structure depended on star readers. The Bible didn't attack astrology because it was ineffective, it attacked it because it was too powerful. Abrahamic monotheism was establishing a new order, one unique God, absolute sovereign, who doesn't share authority with any cosmic force. Consulting astrologers wasn't just superstition, it was theological treason. It was recognizing other powers besides Yahweh. But here's the deepest insight. The biblical prohibition of astrology wasn't just about religion, it was about political and social power. Astrological civilizations had a structure where cosmic knowledge distributed authority. Priests, astrologers, kings, all depended on stellar wisdom. Monotheism centralized everything in a single source, God and his earthly representatives. Isaiah 47:13 is even more specific. You are wearied with your many counsels. Let them stand forth and save you. Those who divide the heavens, who gaze at the stars, who at the new moons make known what shall come upon you. The tone is direct challenge. Let your astrologers save you if they can. It's almost like God was saying, let's see who has more power, me or the stars. What many don't realize is that this condemnation created a fascinating theological tension. If God created the stars, why would it be sin to study them? If the heavenly bodies are divine work, why would consulting them be idolatry? The answer reveals a fundamental struggle between two visions of spirituality. One that sees God in everything immanent, and another that sees him separate from everything transcendent. The biblical tradition chose radical transcendence. God is above and beyond creation, not within it. Therefore, seeking wisdom in the stars would be confusing creation with the Creator. But this created a side effect. It disconnected Western spirituality from nature, from the cosmos, from natural cycles that other traditions considered sacred. The early Christian church took this even further, associating astrological practices with paganism and devil worship. What had been sacred science in Egypt and India became forbidden knowledge in the West. This wasn't just a religious shift, it was a complete cosmological revolution that separated humanity from its cosmic heritage. The question that challenges everything: did biblical tradition, in protecting monotheism, end up separating humanity from its natural cosmic connection? Or was it right to warn about the dangers of seeking guidance from forces other than God himself? Provocative practical action. Think about an important decision you need to make. First, consider what the Egyptians would do: consult the stars. Then the Hindus analyze karma. Then traditional Christians pray and have faith. Which approach resonates most deeply with you and why? If you're questioning how different traditions can have such opposite views of the same sky, hit that like button and comment, faith. And if you want to discover how to resolve this apparent cosmic contradiction, subscribe, because the final synthesis will connect all the dots. The hidden truth. You are the magician of your own reality. What if all these traditions were right and wrong at the same time? What if the true spiritual revolution wasn't choosing between astrology or faith, between destiny or free will, but discovering the hidden power that emerges when you understand that you decide which forces influence your life? Get ready for the most powerful synthesis, you as the conscious magician of your own existence. After traveling through Egypt's divine stars, India's cosmic karma, and the biblical tradition of sovereign faith, we arrive at the ultimate revelation. Each of these traditions discovered a piece of cosmic truth, but none possesses the complete picture. The secret lies in the conscious integration of all these perspectives. The Egyptians were right, we're made of stardust, and there's a real connection between cosmic movements and our psyche. Modern science confirms we're influenced by magnetic fields, lunar cycles, solar radiation, but they might have underestimated the power of human consciousness to transcend these influences. The Hindus were brilliant in perceiving that our soul has a journey greater than this life, and that astrological challenges are growth opportunities. Karma explains patterns that repeat and offers a powerful evolutionary perspective, but they might have overcomplicated a process that can be simpler and more direct. The biblical tradition was revolutionary in affirming the absolute power of faith and conscious choice over any external influence. It empowered humanity by declaring we're free from cosmic determinations, but maybe it threw away valuable natural connections by completely rejecting astrological wisdom. Here's the hidden magic that no single tradition could capture completely. You are simultaneously influenced by the cosmos and free to choose how to respond to these influences. You have karma from past lives and power to transform it instantly through consciousness. You can use astrology as a self-knowledge tool and maintain your faith as a source of inner power. The real witchcraft isn't in blindly following the stars, nor in ignoring them completely, nor in resigning yourself to karma. The real magic lies in becoming conscious of all the forces acting in your life: astrological, karmic, social, psychological, spiritual, and then consciously choosing how to relate to each one. You can observe a challenging planetary transit, recognize its influence, honor the lesson it brings, and still choose how to react. You can accept that you have karmic patterns without resigning yourself to repeat them eternally. You can have absolute faith in something greater than yourself, and still use all available tools to grow. This is the ultimate empowerment. You're not a victim of the stars, karma, or even divine will in a passive sense. You're a conscious co-creator, dancing with all these forces while maintaining your sovereign choice in how the dance unfolds. You can honor ancient wisdom while claiming your modern power. The most successful people throughout history have intuitively understood this synthesis. They've used every tool available: prayer, meditation, astrological timing, understanding of natural cycles, psychological insights, spiritual practices, while never giving their power away to any single system. This is the final revelation. Your authentic spirituality doesn't need to fit in any religious box. You can create your own sacred synthesis, honoring the wisdom of all traditions while maintaining your total spiritual sovereignty. Transformative, practical action. Create your own personal sacred map. Write down one wisdom you extract from the Egyptian tradition, one from Hinduism, one from the biblical tradition. Now write how you can integrate all three into a unique approach that's authentically yours. This is the beginning of your own personalized spiritual tradition. If you realized you can be the magician of your own spiritual journey, smash that like button and comment magician. Share this with someone who's also seeking their own sacred synthesis. And subscribe to the channel, because we'll continue exploring how you can become the conscious creator of your own spiritual reality.